各位早晨，歡迎你哋今日嚟到香港創投論壇網上直播。我哋今日嘅題目係逆境創盈利。今日咧，我哋好開心咧，我哋呢一個網上論壇係由 Oracle NetSuite、ONE Pacific 同埋拾捌堂一齊合辦嘅。而今日嘅嘉賓非常之鼎盛啊！我哋分別有T12 Ventures 嘅 Alvin 啦、ONE Pacific 嘅 Donald、Ampd Energy 嘅 Brandon 同埋Oracle NetSuite 嘅 Practice Manager from ONE Pacific 嘅 Ricky。咁點解咧？我哋會喺一個50分鐘嘅網上直播入邊咧，就分別由4位嘉賓咧去到講一講關於其實香港而家有唔同嘅 startup 啊、中小企啊，究竟佢哋點樣可以喺呢個逆境入邊繼續去到發展佢哋嘅事業咧？咁其實香港其實經歷咗好多唔同嘅大大小小嘅事情啦。其實我哋都有好多好有經驗嘅投資者啦，同埋我哋有好有活力嘅 startup 嘅創辦人去同我哋分享嘅。好啦，咁事不宜遲啦，我哋咧今日因為我哋都有唔同嘅國籍嘅嘉賓啦，所以我哋今日嘅活動都會係廣東話同埋英文嘅。咁所以大家都唔使擔心，我哋第一個環節會係先係英文，跟住之後都會有廣東話嘅環節。咁好，我哋第一個 session 係我哋投資人對談。分別係Donald 同埋 Alvin， 佢哋會講一講咧，作為天使投資者點樣喺疫情下邊咧，去呢個創投環境，讓即係唔同嘅初創啦，可以繼續去保持盈利嘅。咁將時間咧都邀請兩位啦。誒，好似有啲措施。
對，係。
OK。
你？Oh, we got disinfect.
Hi, hello.
All right, hey, welcome to the ONE Pacific studio. Thanks, Alvin, for joining us today. We have and thanks everyone for taking the time to join us and hopefully learn. We want to share a little bit about some of our experiences and what we've learned. My name's Donald Austin. I'm the executive director of ONE Pacific. And I think I'll kick things off.
Yeah, please.
So a little bit about my background, if we haven't met before. So I've actually been in Hong Kong for over 20 years. Unfortunately, my Cantonese is still not good enough to do this in Cantonese.
You can order food now?
EDN. Well, that's Mandarin. A little bit. But yeah, I've been here about 20 years. I've had a focus my whole career on business consulting and IT and improving business processes. We started ONE Pacific several years ago after a kind of a long career with working with Oracle and working with IBM and PricewaterhouseCoopers and some other companies. We focus on cloud solutions for business. So not only the technology, but also the what I think is a really interesting part, the improving the business processes as well. Yeah. So I think that's what we want to share something about today. So personally, as I said, I've been doing this for over 25 years. I've got a master's in information systems and also an MBA from a combination of Kellogg and also HKUST in Hong Kong. So that sometimes helps, sometimes doesn't. But why did we start ONE Pacific? So we wanted to focus on cloud solutions because we felt that the technology was not as well adopted in Hong Kong as it was in other places. And there's some huge efficiencies to gain. At ONE Pacific, we focus on, we do a lot of work with startups, high growth, I call high growth, small and medium enterprises, and then we do some large companies too. So it gives us the ability to look at organizations from small, medium, and then large. And the fun part, I think, is actually the small organizations because we're trying to get them to the large. So that's the fun part. So I want to talk about just some ideas that we can share today. Based on just generally good ideas, but also based on the current environment that we're all operating in. I mean, in our business as well. So you have to say a couple of months ago, we were actually not too bad because most of our clients, our big projects at the moment were overseas companies that are doing work in Asia. So they weren't too dependent on the Hong Kong economy. Well, that turned around pretty quickly. Now they're dependent on U.S. and Europe. So now we're looking at how do we shift the business a little bit? How do we change things as well to make sure we get through the tough spots? But now we're happy to be in Hong Kong because actually right now this is probably one of the best places in the world to be honest. So a couple of things I want to share some ideas on. First and most important is profitability. And then we'll talk a little bit about marketing, which can help drive profitability, some different options you might look at from your business perspective. And then I want to finish up on some ideas on, what you can do to take advantage of, the slower business environment if you're in that thing. And this is advice we've been providing to companies for years. Sometimes they take it, sometimes they don't, but I think it's generally pretty good. So profitability, and so we're in the same boat. We're looking at the same thing. You want to be, and this is common sense, but you really want to be laser focused on the bottom line, right? So where's my revenue coming from? And what are my expenses looking like right now? And how can I make sure they don't get any worse, right? So what that means is really going through your customer or your client base, understanding their different situations and what you can offer them. So an example for us, we have companies that are doing trading, or clients that are doing trading, and we have some clients that are in retail in Hong Kong. So obviously the retail is not strong at the moment. So we're trying to help them where we can, but we're not trying to sell them a lot of new things, right? Because they're not ready for it. They can't take it right now.
Right.
So we really focused on the ones that we know their business is going okay. They have a real need for what we're doing, and they can pay for it. So that's the upside, the profitability side. The second thing we recommend is actually looking at the cost, right? So can I be more efficient in delivering my solutions or in selling my services? Because you're going to assume that your revenue is going to drop a little bit. So I want to keep my costs under control as well. So if you're a manager or a business owner, it's going to require extra time. You might have a finance person, you might have a revenue person. But at this point, we would say the management really needs to get involved and double check everything. Make sure you're being as efficient as possible and make sure you're being as laser focused as possible on the revenue. So that's important. And then, so I got my sales, I've got some costs under control, but the bottom part of that is cash collection, right? So, it's not always fun, but you have to, we've changed payment terms for some clients trying to get money up front.
Yeah.
We've gone out, we do support for our system. So we've tried to get some clients to sign up, and they have so prepay for some of the support. We'll give you a little bit of a discount, but you prepay. So we get some cash coming in a little bit earlier. If you can change your payment term to collect the cash faster, that's always helpful as well.
And to prevent that, they are closing down, so you get nothing.
You have to be careful. You have to. Well, we have some that haven't. Maybe they want, and of course your customer might be doing the same thing. They're trying to extend the payments.
Yeah.
This and that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it comes down to. We're B2B business, so I think it comes down to having a good relationship with your client. So I'm if I trust the client, I know them, then okay, we're happy to extend payment terms or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we're all in it together. But as an owner or as a manager, you still need to focus on, hey, where's the cash coming from? If it's not coming in, you need to go out and you need to talk to your customers, you talk to your clients, and come up with a solution that works. So there's no one answer, but I think the key for business owners is the focus at the moment on the cash. There's also ways to do different pricing options. I said we've changed things around, so we're trying to sell some things up front. So that people can do that. Maybe there's a different way for people to buy your goods or services that makes it a bit more attractive for both parties. So that's an option as well. So it's a bit of a business model shift, I think, but that helps as well.
So you mean so buying things before that you're saying like 100,000 now? So you break it down like to small options, right?
Yeah, that's one way to do it. So that's actually a good example. We had a client and we were going to do a kind of a large project, and obviously they're concerned about costs.
Yeah.
So we said, look, let's break it into smaller stages. We'll do one.
Yeah.
You would get paid for it up front, and then you know exactly what the next stage is going to cost. So their benefit is, hey, there's no surprises.
Right.
If they want to shift stuff down the road, that's easier to do. So, and then we get our payments earlier as well. So everyone benefits. So overall, that project for us probably not as big as it would have been maybe last year, but the risk is lower.
Yeah.
Right. And so risk profile is very important.
So it applies to startups as well.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes they want to get a very large project from the very large companies, but nowadays for the large companies they suffer a lot.
Yeah. So
at this time, I think just like as you said, they should focus on some smaller and medium clients and chop their projects or their products to be smaller items, so that they can get the clients on board much more quickly.
Yeah. And if you do a good job in the long term, it'll translate into a higher volume of business and a longer term customer or client as well.
Yeah.
So on the marketing side, so profitability is probably the most important. Marketing, what can you do in there? maybe we're not selling large new projects, but if you look at, we look at our existing client base, and there's some opportunities for upsell. So can we take what you've done or what we did for you and maybe enhance it a little bit? So it doesn't, I mean, almost any business you can do that. If I'm in, some kind of retail, I can tell you a smaller piece or something to accompany what you've already purchased. So we look at clients and we say, well, okay, we can, maybe your client in the B2B environment, they're actually a bit slower as well. So they have extra time to focus on something that adds some value to the business. So a little bit of upsell here and there. So incremental sales rather than big new sales. So we've shifted our marketing a little bit to focus on that because we don't expect giant projects at the moment. And that's working.
You're talking about marketing. Can I add something?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know anything about marketing?
Yeah, I know everything about marketing. So I think most of the audience may know me. I'm actually running a digital marketing company for 10 years.
Yeah.
So basically, I sold the company to Accenture. So nowadays, I focus on investing in startups and then help them to grow by marketing efforts and also growth hacking strategies. So talking about, when you talk about marketing, I always think about for helping large clients to do marketing campaigns, they spend lots of money, likely millions of dollars per week to do marketings. But nowadays, the market is going down. It is not work anymore because people are not focused on that one. So just like when we talk about growth hacking things, like in this hard time, especially in the viral stage at the moment, many of the shops are forced to close down.
Right.
And so how could your marketing your marketing budget to be placed in different media? So we have clients like healthcare clients. They are still growing a lot, and basically they rely on shops. They rely on some physical store to sell their healthcare products, like sterilizing products. And basically we ask them, hey, you could move your products to different channels. And then we help them to build their websites. And also we found that selling a website is not the fastest way. You know what? Selling those masks and also the sterilizing cleansers is more better on Facebook groups.
Oh, interesting.
You can imagine that just like they shift to marketing their website. Yeah. They spend a lot of money to marketing their website. Now they move their things to the Facebook groups, and then they sell it very quickly. And I can see that they have likely over 1,000 times of sales.
Just by changing the channel.
Yes, changing the channel, and the marketing cost is sharply dropped by 100 times as well. So sometimes when we talk about marketing, we think about different channels, which is very effective at the moment.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That's my perspective.
Okay. Well, yeah, that works. I mean, that was changing channels. The other thing that we look at from a marketing perspective is try to refocus the value-based approach. So when we talk to potential clients, everyone's going to be tight. It's really what value are you going to get from our goods or services?
Exactly.
So ideally, we can position it so that we're going to do this for you, and it pays for itself and more. Right. So it becomes almost a no-brainer. Yeah, sure. Why don't we do that? And maybe we have extra time anyway. Yeah. We can do that. So that's hard to do because you really have to understand your client or your customer's business. Right. Deep inside. But at the end, they're much happier and you're much happier. So it's changing the message a little bit, which is good. So it's a good opportunity for that as well. So we talk about different channels and new partners. I mean, look at who can I partner with to they can help sell my goods or services, and I can help sell theirs as well. Right. So, I mean, obviously, we partner with Oracle NetSuite, but we're looking at other ones as well. So, are there different accounting firms that we can help out? So we can bring them customers, they can bring us customers. So it's just expanding your network in these times. Yeah. Most people are happy to talk now, right?
Partnership channels.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
Yeah. So you mean sometimes you are doing direct selling, but at different times you may change. For example, you change to partnership channels.
Yeah,
that's
very important. We're all, it's a bit slower market, so we're all in it together. So if we can help someone else and they can help us, then really it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. So for startups, they need to change their mindset of doing business, especially in this area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a startup, you're lean by nature, right? So you're everyone's got 10 hats on. You can't get it all done. So having partners who can help you out, it doesn't have to be a paid thing. It can just be a business relationship. Exactly. Can really help, even if it's just spreading the word about your business. So. I mean, so the last thing really to talk about is so it is a bit slow. It might be slow, maybe for some, maybe not. But if it is slow and you have the team, it's a great time to try to improve what you do inside your business.
Yeah.
Right. So we tell clients, if you've got the time, automate everything you can do. Automate, because especially startups, there's a lot of manual stuff that you started off with, and it was okay when I was 2 people, 5 people. Now I'm 20 people. We're still doing all this manual stuff. We got spreadsheets everywhere, and the communications is a problem.
Yeah.
So take the time now to get rid of all that mess. You automate, and basically you've improved your business platform.
Yeah.
So when the economy does pick up, you're ahead of the competition, you're ahead of the curve, you're ready to grow. And you're ready for new investment as well. So when the new investors come in, they're like, well, this company's well run, the finances are in good shape, the systems are in good shape. They don't need a bunch of people because they've automated it. They're super lean, they're super ready to go. So, take the time if you've got it. If it's a bit slow and you've got some people that can focus on that, kind of shift them internally, say, hey, just pick an area. Get rid of this. Now we're going to get rid of this. Now we're going to get rid of this. And in 2 or 3 weeks, all of a sudden you're like, wow, we've made some big changes. And those will set your platform for growth after you get out of this issue.
Yeah. You're talking about the first one is about changing focus on marketing, and then the second one is cutting costs by automations.
It's some external, some internal, but but the automation it can really pay off. We found a lot.
That's good. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
thank you very
so
much.
that's my advice for today.
Very good.
Hopefully
Very
it's
good. Great one.
So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you.
咁如果大家係有有 information 想索取嘅話咧，可以 send 翻 email 俾我哋啦，Alice@onepac.net 或者頭先講嘅info@onepac.net。